What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And guys, yeah, better late than never. I am back doing another Blu-ray haul for you guys. So I'm going to be talking about every single movie I picked up in the month of October. And I also got a few pickups for this month already. And maybe, as I said, I'm trying to slow down with physical media collecting. Well, I think I might have lied, because look at this, you guys. Look at this. Yeah, I went ham again. So, yeah. But you know what? That's just me being a collector, bro. I can't help going ham. Just for this month. And right now, just for October, but right now I have a few titles. Oh crap, I gave one away. But yeah, I have a few titles I'm going to show for November as well. So, but yeah, I got quite a bit of titles in here. Some of them, found for cheap. Some of them I needed for the collection, and some were sent to me. So, but yeah, guys, I am ready to go through every single one of these movies that I picked up in the month of October, as well, of course, as well as my other 5 pickups that I got in the month of this month right now. So yeah, if you guys are new to the channel today, welcome. Hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell right next to it as well, because it helps out the channel a ton. And also hit that thumbs up as well, because yeah, very beneficial for me to get my content out there, and it's completely free. So, but anyways, guys, what do you say we get started talking about these movies? So I'm gonna hit the chat here really quick. I see we got my buddy Charles Clayton in here. What is up, my dude? And thank you so much for stopping by, man. You're the best. All right, so we are gonna get started. Not as much Blu-rays this time. I have a lot more 4Ks in the stash, I guess you could say, even though I still have quite a bit of Blu-rays to go through here. But anyways, let's stop rambling. Let's get started. So first, we're going to kick it off with Wonder Woman. This, at first, was my favorite DCEU movie right before the Suicide Squad came along. I love this movie. I mean, say what you will about the third act, but I love the third act of this movie. I'm one of the only people that honestly loves the third act of Wonder Woman. I love this movie. Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. This movie solidified that she can play Wonder Woman, other than BVS, which I didn't care for BVS the first time, but when I watched the Ultimate Edition with my pal Tyler, shout out to you, buddy, Mind of a Nerd, I've grown to love that movie. But this was the movie that actually made me love the character of Diana Prince / Wonder Woman. So, yeah, highly recommend Wonder Woman if you guys have not seen it. If you haven't, why are you watching me? And this next one I found because it was I got for relatively cheap. It was only like $5 at Target. And every time I went by this, like every time I had this one in my hand, I was like, okay, I'm going to get it. But then I find something else, and I'm just like, nope, I'm putting it back. But since they are so low in physical media right now, I bought this like at the very beginning of the month. I pulled the trigger, and I finally bought Hereditary, which is one of my favorite horror films, and this is my buddy Fritzky's favorite horror film of all time. So shout out to you, buddy. Yeah, I love this movie. This movie is so utterly creepy. Like, bro, this movie, I can't even tell you guys. I think the first time I saw this movie, I couldn't even sleep for like a day. Like, true story. The first time I saw this movie, I couldn't even sleep for a day. That's how truly frightening this movie is. So, but yeah, I love Hereditary. Give this movie a watch if you guys haven't already. Now, before we get to the new releases, you guys, we are on to the big daddies here of my collection. And these right here are my crown jewels of my collection right here. So I started getting into the show back in late September. Finished season 1. I Got halfway through season 2, but I stopped because I had other stuff I wanted to do. But then a few weeks later, I immediately said to myself, I am finishing this show, no doubt. Finished season 2, got a few episodes into season 3, bought the Blu-rays, finished season 3 on Netflix, and then binged the rest on Blu-ray. You guys know it. I am talking about the greatest TV show of all time, and that is Breaking Bad. So I got season 1 right here, season 2, season 3, season 4, which is my favorite season by far, season 5, and the final season right here. Well, technically this would be season 5A and season 5B, but technically this is one season, so there's not 6 seasons of Breaking Bad. There's technically 5 seasons, but it's whatever. Whatever you want to do with it, but I adore Breaking Bad. I'm actually binging this show for the second time, actually, to lead up to the top 10 episodes I'm doing this Wednesday, which I will point out again at the end of the video. But I am currently going to, after I'm done with the stream, I am going to be watching the second disc again of season 5. Yeah, this show is incredible. And I have to give huge shout-outs to my buddies like Fritzky, Cody Leach, and Jacob Hubbard and Zach Goller for getting me into Breaking Bad. This show is just incredible. Like season 1, I did have a couple of issues with when I first watched it, but as I progressed on with the show, and especially when I got to season 5, I legit forgot about my issue that I had with season 1. And yeah, I mean, I love every single moment of this show, but season 4 is easily my favorite because I love the rivalry between Walt and Gus, and then that one also kind of starts also the rivalry also between Walt and Jesse. So, but season 4 ends on the craziest note I never thought a TV show like this would end on. So, yeah, I love Breaking Bad. Man, dude, this show means so much to me. So good. And the series finale of this show is honestly the greatest series finale of television ever. I love this show. So yeah, if you guys have never seen Breaking Bad, I don't know what the hell you're doing. I really don't know what the hell you're doing, because Breaking Bad is the greatest TV show of all time. And one of these days, I am going to get my dad to get back into this show. I think he watched one episode of it, didn't get into it. I will legit tell him that this show has so much more to offer than what you just seen. So I am going to get my dad to finish this show. So, but if you guys don't want to watch on streaming, all I'm going to say, which, I mean, it's on Netflix, but if it's on Netflix if you guys don't want to get the Blu-rays, but I'm saying you should get these on Blu-ray because I think I did find these for relatively cheap. But, I mean, I have told the story before on a couple of watch-alongs I did. But I bought every single one of these seasons at this used store that I go to called Last Stop CD Shop, and where they not only sell CDs, they sell vinyl records, games, Funko Pops, movies. So, and on their website, they said that they had all of these in stock on the east side. So, and usually I like to go to the east side because they actually have a lot more stuff there. So I went there, and they did have all these on the shelf. And this one was $7.99, and the rest of these were $10 a piece. So, and I was trading some stuff in at that time, and I was actually getting this one for free because I bought all the other seasons, and I had $46 worth of store credit, so I only paid $5 to get all of these seasons. So yeah, if you guys can find these Blu-rays for relatively cheap, I say buy them, because this is a show you should have on your shelf. Like, I can't believe it took me this long to get into Breaking Bad. It took me so long to get into the show, but I don't know, man. And the weird thing is, I watched El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie with Aaron Paul, basically a continuation of Jesse Pinkman's life before I watched Breaking Bad, and I still understood everything that was going on. So, and I'm currently in the middle of Better Call Saul. I'm halfway through season 2. Great show so far, but not quite on the level of Breaking Bad. Even like, because if I were to do a top like 10 TV shows of all time, there's like a huge gap between my number 1 and my number 2. Like my number 2, spoilers, would be South Park, but Breaking Bad, it was like on another echelon. That show is way up to the top. So please just watch Breaking Bad if you guys can. I highly recommend Breaking Bad. Charles, thank you. Breaking Bad is a fantastic show. I agree. That is the greatest TV show of all time, which I doubted people on that, and shame on me. Shame on me. I doubted those people. Like, Jacob Hubbard even told me that's the greatest TV show of all time at one point, and I was like, are you freaking serious? There's no way. So then I watched it, and I was like, well, shame on me. But yeah, I love Breaking Bad, and I just went on for like 5 minutes about Breaking Bad. That's how much I love the show. Anyways, let's move on. Now we're getting into the new releases right here. This one technically came out in September, but this was still $15, and plus it was a relatively new release, so I was like... And plus it's for completionist purposes, which I know Jared Runner say, that's inexcusable. Well, guess what? That's the only excuse I have for why I own this piece of garbage. Rob Zombie's newest film, The Munsters. Yeah, this movie is horrible. I did watch this on Netflix when it was released, because, I mean, usually I will give Rob Zombie a chance, even if his films don't even look all that good like this movie. I gave it a shot, and yeah, I was right. This movie sucked. But it was $15 for this, dude. How can I pass that up? I don't know. I guess I like torturing myself, like my buddy Zach Milne would say. Like, I posted this along with another movie that I picked up on like the day that I bought this, and he's like, "Why do you love torturing yourself, don't you?" And yes, I do. I love torturing myself with buying crappy movies like this. But that's the pain of being a collector, dude. That's the pain. So, like, if you're collectors like me, you know the pain. You gotta buy some crappy movies to offset the goodness that you have. All right, next up we got Easter Sunday starring Joe Coy. And I did recently watch this movie, and I actually did enjoy this movie. This was actually one of those movies I actually did want to catch in theaters because I remember the trailers were actually selling me on the movie. It did look funny. So, yeah, and also the fact that it was directed by J. Chandrasekhar, the guy that did both Super Troopers movies, Beer Fest, and Club Dread. Yeah, instantly had me hooked. But I did enjoy this movie for what it was. It definitely had some annoying moments and some weird subplots that I did not really think really needed to fit into this movie. But overall, I had a good time with it. Joe Coy is a funny dude. I watched one of his stand-up comedy specials. By the time I was thinking to go see this movie, but I didn't have the time. So, but yeah, this is a fun movie. I did enjoy it. I do recommend it. All right. Next up, this and the next movie I actually saw, believe it or not, it was on National Cinema Day. I saw both of these movies. So first one up is The Invitation, starring Nathalie Emmanuel. I'm glad she's kind of bowing away from the Fast and Furious movies for once. And this one did kind of fall flat on its face with the critics. But personally, okay, I'm just going to say this. The first hour or so of this movie is a complete drag. Like, it takes a while for the film actually to get into its story. But does that mean I absolutely hated it? No, because there was still some good stuff that I was witnessing in the film. Nathalie Emmanuel is really good in the film as well. But the last 40 to 45 minutes of this film I thought were incredible. Like, the twist I thought was really good. Like, the twist actually... I did not watch a single trailer for this movie. And then when I watched the trailer after the movie, I realized that it gave away the twist. So, But yeah, that twist I did not see coming. So, but yeah, I did dig this movie for what it was. Again, not perfect. It has its problems, but I did enjoy it for what it was. And I'm sorry to the critics, but I did enjoy it. And I did check out the unrated version, by the way, of this movie. It only adds a minute of something else that doesn't even matter to this movie. So, big shame. But it's an average horror film. I'd say like a 3 out of 5. Like it's average. But next up, this was the other movie I saw, but this was leaps and bounds better than The Invitation. That is Beast, starring Idris Elba. I loved this movie. This movie was freaking awesome. Now, if you go into this film trying to analyze it and everything like that, and just putting all the logic in your mind, you are going to hate this movie. This is a movie that you need to throw all the logic out the window and just sit back and relax and enjoy the film. Like, that's what Beast is. And plus, this would be a movie that would have been a complete box office success back in the 1990s. If it was made in the 1990s, that is. But it's got some really fun stuff in the film, some really intense moments, in my opinion, especially with the lion at certain points. Yeah, this movie was awesome. Idris Elba was great. Charlton Copley, who I haven't seen in a film in a long time, probably not since Hardcore Henry. This dude is great in the film, and the director of this movie, what is his name? Baltasar Kormakur. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. So don't correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm trying my best. I am not perfect. But there was some really awesome one take. Like it's edited to look like it's one take, but I feel like when I was watching this movie that they were just one take at certain points. So yeah, I loved Beast. If you guys did not get a chance to see this yet, it's on Peacock. Please treat yourself. I think you guys will have a good time with it. Okie dokie. And lastly, for the normal Blu-rays for October, this was a movie I was so excited to add to my collection, and that is, of course, Nope. With a great ensemble cast. You got Daniel Kaluuya, you got Keke Palmer, you got Steven Yeun, Brandon Pereira, and Michael Wincott, dude. I loved this film when I saw this in theaters. This movie blew me away. This is not quite Jordan Peele's best movie yet. I still think Get Out is slightly above it, even though I like adore all 3 of his films. I do adore all 3 of them. Like, I love Us, I love Get Out, and I love this movie too. But this one's not quite like, beating Get Out. If I had to rank Jordan Peele's films now, this would be a close second with Get Out. Like it's very close. Like they're about on par with each other. So, but I loved this film. Daniel Kaluuya was, of course, awesome. Keke Palmer, on the other hand, steals the entire movie, and for the time that Steven Yeun has on screen was fantastic. I loved this movie, and there was some really awesome stuff in the third act. Like, some people may complain that the ending was a little bit too ambitious, which I totally get. But that's Jordan Peele for you. He tries to really make his films really ambitious, and that's the thing I love about the man. So, yeah, absolutely watch this film. It hits Peacock on November 18th, which, if you guys are tired of waiting that long for that film to hit streaming, go out and buy the movie. All right, now we got to one steelbook to cover for the October part of it. This one I cannot believe I found for as cheap as it was. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the new 4K steelbook they released. Steelbook is dope. The steelbook is so dope. I still have yet to get the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That's the only one I need out of the Indiana Jones movies on steelbook, the 4K specifically. I went to Last Stop earlier in October, and I saw this sitting on the shelf, and it was still in the plastic. It was still in the plastic when I found it, and it said $14.99, and I was like, and because I was also trading some stuff in. That's the reason why I usually go there, because I can trade some stuff in and get credit back, and so I can actually buy some movies. So they took about like $50 worth of stuff, and the way they would price it, and I think I had to pay like about $10 for it. So I think I got this one for free. So, but yeah, I'm so happy I found this Steelbook. And then I went to Target the exact same day. Like I went to Target the exact same day, and I saw it for $30.99, and I was like, suckers. I found it for relatively cheaper. I found it for $15, but I love Temple of Doom. This is easily my favorite Indiana Jones movie. And next one I picked, now we're under the 4Ks I picked up right here. Next we got Hunter Killer with Gerard Butler and Gary Oldman. Wait, who directed this? I'm kind of curious who directed this. Donovan Marsh. That is not a familiar name to me. I'm trying to fix the cover here. There we go. But yeah, I remember enjoying this movie when I first saw it. I don't really remember much about it, but I do remember liking it. So I got it on 4K to give it another shot. Plus, it was really cheap. It was only like $5.99, I think, because at last stop, again, when I was trying to trade some stuff in. Yeah, this was really cheap, so I was like, sure. Why not? And plus, Gerard Butler. Dude, I love Gerard Butler. All right. Now let's continue on. We got Jurassic Park 3 on 4K. Shout out to my boy Jason Carr for sending me this on 4K. You are truly awesome, my friend. Now, this is only for completionist sakes only because I have another one we're going to show here in a little bit, but I had Jurassic Park 1, The Lost World, Jurassic World, and Jurassic World Dominion. I had all of those on 4K. But it was this and the other one that I didn't have. So Jason sent me this one. And thank you, Jason, for that one. I really appreciate you. But I freaking hate this movie. I really do. Like, the last time I even tried watching this movie, yeah, it was a rough time. It was a rough movie to get through for me. I hate this movie. It sucks. The only cool thing was that plane crash in the first act of the movie. Like, that was actually pretty cool. But the rest of the movie suffers from annoying characters, minus Sam Neill, obviously. Honestly, terrible acting. Again, minus Sam Neill, and that plane crash in the first act was good. But again, the rest of the film just suffers. Like, it doesn't know what it wants to be. It's an hour and a half. Which I can tell this film was incredibly rushed. They just wanted to get this film done as soon as they could, so that way it was just put out to actually make a trilogy. That's the biggest excuse for this movie that I even have. They just wanted to get it out there so that way it was all done. And they freaking rushed it. I felt like they just cut so much out to, like, with the actual story. Because this movie is just freaking nonsense. Rant over. But yeah, I do not like this movie at all. I think this movie is awful. So, and sorry to anybody that likes this movie. I do not. I hate it. But again, I have it for completion's sakes. But again, thank you again, Jason Carr, for sending me Jurassic Park 3. I honestly probably would not have bought it myself. I don't know, man. But I could have, but Jason did decide to send it to me, so thank you very much, man. Next up, I got Reign of the Supermen on 4K. I think it's only like $10 on 4K, which is a good deal for a DC animated film on 4K. Plus, I also do have this on 4K as well. Oops. I do have the Death of Superman on 4K as well, so there you go. I have both of them now on 4K. Yep. Let me get this back in really quick. Deadpool dropped on the floor, so I tried pulling out Death of Superman. Deadpool dropped, so. All right, there we go. But yeah, I haven't seen this yet, but I am planning to give it a watch soon. That's the reason why I picked it up on 4K, and plus it was cheap, so. Okie doke. Next up, we got Captain Marvel. Now, a lot of you guys may be asking, why did you buy this? Well, I'm actually in the process of rebuying all the Marvel movies on 4K, so that means any of the ones that I had on Blu-ray, I am going to upgrade to 4K. Like Infinity War I had on Blu-ray, I'm going to upgrade that to 4K, same with Black Panther. Even though, okay. if you guys know me, I'm not a big fan of Black Panther, but again, it's for the MCU, so the reason why I'm going to buy it on 4K is because, I'm in the process of rebuying all these on 4K, and when I saw this for $12 with a slipcover, I saw it for $12 with a slip, so I was like, all right, cool. I will pick it up, and this is one of 3 MCU movies I did buy on 4K this month, so... But yeah, I am in the process of rebuying all the movies on 4K. And plus, there's some of the movies that I did not own already. So, but I don't know, man. I couldn't really get into this one. I mean, it's good, but I don't know, man. There's some really, I really don't know how to say it. Like, there's some problems with this film, but I definitely will watch this one again and then watch Miss Marvel as well so I can prepare for the sequel. Directed by Nia DaCosta, who directed the Candyman sequel. So, yeah. I'm actually excited to rewatch it, which is something that I never thought I would say about Captain Marvel. Being excited to rewatch it. All right. That's good, though. All right, next up, we got the remake of Pet Sematary on 4K. Look at that slipcover, though, dude. That slipcover is nice. It's a nice matte finish. Now, I love both the original and this version of Pet Sematary. I love both of those movies. But this one I do slightly prefer because I felt like with what they were trying to go for was honestly a little bit more faithful to the novel. So, yeah. I really loved this movie. Jason Clarke is phenomenal. I loved John Lithgow in this film as well. Just that scene where they freaking run over the cat, dude. I was like, ugh. Oh my god. Yeah, it takes some really good twists and turns. So yeah, I highly recommend this remake. Even if you're not big fans of the original, I still say give that one a try. All right, now this series is complete also, since I also got Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom on 4K. I almost was legitimately just going to just have Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic World, and Dominion. Because those are the ones that I liked. I don't like this one, and I don't like and I hate Jurassic Park 3. Like, I don't know, man. But the ending to this movie pisses me off. I'm seriously, the route they decided to go with this movie, like, even at the end, was ridiculous and so, who am I to say? Like, whose idea was that? Like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a little clone girl because we're setting up another one. Yeah. It's a well-directed movie, though. I'll give it that. I love the volcano scene at the beginning, or I think it was during the first or second act of the film. But then after that, the film just goes off the rails, and it just never regains its footing. But that twist with the clone girl, that just did it for me. I was just like, I'm done. But at least Dominion made up for this movie. So that's all I'm going to say. Dominion made up for it. Sorry to any of the haters of Jurassic World Dominion, but I dig that movie. I'm sorry. All right. Next up, I got the Dumbo remake on 4K. Look at that beautiful slipcover, dude. Look at that slip. That slip is beautiful. But yeah, I think I found this for like $8 at Last Stop, and I've actually kind of wanted to get this movie because I do like it, and plus it's actually I think it's honestly one of Tim Burton's more underrated films in my opinion. Yes, I know. But dude, look at this elephant with big ears, dude. He's so cute. Oh man. But it also has a great cast to boot. You have Colin Farrell, Michael Keaton, Eva Green, Danny DeVito, and Alan Arkin in this. What's not to like here? I'll say the film does have its problems, but I still get a kick out of this one. I'm kind of a Tim Burton fan, so that's the reason why I do like this movie. Not all of his films are good though. All right, this is the second out of 3 MCU movies I did buy on 4K in October. We got Ant-Man and the Wasp with this awesome lenticular slipcover. This slipcover is fire. I cannot, dude. I can't. I just can't stop looking at this slipcover, dude. And this is also perfect timing to get this because Quantumania is coming out in February. So yeah, I'm very excited to rewatch this again. I do like this movie quite a bit. I like it a little bit more than most people do. Um, I love the first Ant-Man. Like, I really do. I love the first Ant-Man. This one's not quite as good, but still a lot of fun. It was honestly kind of the... This movie was honestly kind of the, the breather, after what we witnessed in Infinity War. This one was kind of like the more chill MCU movie before we had to go into Endgame later on. So, but yeah, I really do dig this movie. I'm so excited for Quantumania. That trailer, has me hooked, dude. I'm telling you, that trailer has me hooked. All right, next up we got... So excited to show you guys this. Time to Float. Yep, I finally own this film in my collection. It 2017 on 4K. I owned It Chapter 2 for the longest time, but never owned this in my collection. So I was like, I need to buy this because actually when I went to Last Stop earlier in October, I actually had a list of movies I wanted. And I could not find it. I did not see it on the shelf, and I was like, "Oh man!" So, but then where it probably should not have been, it was behind Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, one of the ones without a slipcover, the 4K. So I peeked behind there, and I was like, "There it is." So I immediately snatched this. It was only like $12 on 4K. So, yeah, I'm very happy to own this now. I love this movie. Beep, beep, Richie. All right, next up, we got Saving Private Ryan on 4K. I did not own this film either, surprisingly. I owned this on VHS, but I never owned this, on Blu-ray at all. So, when I found this on 4K for really cheap, I was like, I need to just bite the bullet and get this. And I heard the 4K looks excellent, so I'm very excited to rewatch this film at some point. All right, here's the last MCU movie I picked up this month on 4K. Avengers Endgame, baby. And look at that glorious slipcover, dude. That slipcover is just amazing. But, of course, I love Endgame. Who doesn't? This is definitely my top 10 of the MCU. This is not top 5 for me personally, even though I do love this film. But again, there's a couple things that I'm just like, okay, they could fix that. But yeah, I love Endgame. Endgame is phenomenal. All right. Next up, we got Scream 2 on 4K as well. Again, Jason sent me this, so thank you so much, brother. You are the man. I love this sequel. This is not my personal favorite sequel of the Scream franchise. I do slightly prefer the 5th one. I know some people might cuss me out for that, but I don't care. But I really do dig Scream 2. I think it's got some really good references in there and some awesome kills and a really interesting twist. So yeah, I dig Scream 2. All right, now we got a few new releases here to talk about on 4K. We're going to kick this one off with DC League of Super Pets. Now, I'm not going to lie. For the amount of times that I saw this freaking trailer in the theater, I was legitimately just like, oh, this just doesn't look funny. I mean, the casting is good for sure. Dwayne Johnson as Crypto the Superdog, Kevin Hart as Ace the Canine. Let's see, he had John Krasinski voicing Superman. And he also had Keanu Reeves voicing Batman. And I was like, okay, I'll give this. And then on just a random Tuesday night, I had nothing else going on after work. So, at my old job. So I just went to the theater after work and saw this. And then I was actually really surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie. I really dug it. It's funny. It has some really good jokes in it. Yeah, and the action sequences are really well done. The animation is great for this movie. So I definitely do recommend this movie. If you guys want a good one to watch with the kids, that's a good one for that. All right, next one. This one I just got at I mainly bought this movie out of pure recommendation from my boys Mind of a Nerd, Tyler, and my boy AJ Reacts too. And I don't know. I think I have a little bit to say, but I'll get to it. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies on 4K. This is exclusive to Best Buy. Now, you guys might be wondering how I was able to obtain this 4K if it's not exclusive, if it's not available anywhere else besides Best Buy. I was out of town for the day, and this is actually one of the movies that I was looking for was looking for, and I wanted the 4K specifically because it's only exclusive to Best Buy. So I did go to Best Buy after I went to Last Stop. Like after I went to Last Stop, we headed back to Best Buy, so I can get this and the last one we're gonna be talking about for the pickups I did for October. So I picked this up, and then a couple of days later, I did watch this. I loved this film at first. I thought it was really good. Like I thought it was incredible, like one of the best horror films of the year. Now, when I thought about this film a little bit more and took it under consideration, I don't like this movie as much. I still really like it for sure. I mean, it's 4 out of 5 right now for me. Like, I don't think it's like nearly like as good as a couple of my buddies made it out to be. I know they would probably kill me for it, but I still do like this movie. I still really do like this movie. There's some really good moments in it. It's funny. And I like the kind of the satire elements of this film. I think they did it. I think they executed it really well. Um, but yeah, I still really do like this movie. It's just again, it wasn't really as good as I hoped it would be. So, but yeah, I still dig the film. Just I don't know. That one might be due for a rewatch, but we'll see. But last but certainly not least, when I was talking about Bodies, 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 when I went into Best Buy, this was the movie I was looking for. Like, besides Bodies, 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 this was the one I was looking for. As soon as I walked into Best Buy, I found it on the shelf, and I was like, that's mine. And this was a movie I had so much fun going to see in the theater, and that is Bullet Train. And I actually just rewatched this movie last night with my boy AJ. And yeah, this movie is still so freaking fun. Brad Pitt in this movie is a lot more subdued in this movie. Joey King in this movie is actually a lot better than she's given credit for. Like this movie got a lot of mixed reviews back when it came out, and I was kind of stumped on that. Me and my buddy Zach Goller were kind of stumped on that, and I was like, "Dude, I agree. This movie should not really be getting mixed reviews." But Hiroyuki Sanada as well was really good as the Elder. That is literally his character name is the Elder. We don't learn his actual birth name, so it's basically like the narrator from Fight Club or the protagonist from Tenet or the janitor from Willy's Wonderland. So basically one of those types of characters where they're just referred to as one thing and you never actually learn their birth name. But also you got freaking Bad Bunny in here. Yeah, Bad Bunny. Now, here's a little story for you guys. So when I was when I used to work at my old job at Ace Hardware, one of my coworkers did go see this movie. She said she really enjoyed it, but she literally told me like why some people would go, like why some of her friends would go see it was because of Bad Bunny, because he is really popular right now with his rap stuff and everything. But I don't tend to overlook. I don't tend to like look at him for his rapping. Also, I mean, I'm not really a big rap guy. I'm sorry, but I don't know. Like Zach, my buddy Zach Goller would know that like about him like for some wrestling matches and everything. So. But the real show stealers out of this entire movie were Brian Tyree Henry and Aaron Taylor Johnson. They steal the entire film. And even funnier, I could not stop thinking about Ewan McGregor every time I heard Aaron Taylor Johnson speak a word of dialogue. I know that sounds weird, but he sounds a lot like Ewan McGregor when you really think about it. But I don't know, man. I love this movie, dude. This movie is just hilarious. Some awesome action sequences that are well directed by David Leitch, and they're so well choreographed. And some really funny death scenes. I'm not even gonna lie. Some really funny death scenes. So yeah, I highly recommend Bullet Train if you guys have not seen it. All right. So that's it for the October pickups. Now we're gonna get into the 5 pickups I've gotten in November. so far, this is not the only time I'm going to be buying movies in November. But I got some Criterions and I got a brand new release that I was struggling to get, but at least I have it now. We're going to start with the Criterions I picked up, and they're all organized by spine, and I put them all by spine number. First one I got is the 39 Steps from Alfred Hitchcock. This is from 1935. Yep, 1935. So this is actually one of his earlier films before he obviously did Psycho and Vertigo, The Birds. And I really dug the 39 Steps. I did watch this for the first time. I think I watched it earlier this year or sometime last year. I think I might have watched it earlier this year for the first time. I really enjoyed it. It's not quite as classic as films, say, like Vertigo or Psycho. Like, nowhere near the top for Vertigo for me. But, like, because Vertigo, if you guys don't know, is my favorite Hitchcock film. But this movie, I thought was really good. So check it out if you guys love Hitchcock. This is one of his earlier classics. Next one I picked up is... this is a 90s war film that a lot of people do not talk about, and I really think you should. The Thin Red Line, directed by Terrence Malick. This is actually one of his more overlooked movies, in my opinion. I really don't feel like enough people talk about The Thin Red Line. But it has some awesome war sequences. Like, it's like, oh my god. I loved this movie, dude. And it takes place during World War II. And you have a great cast to boot here. Like, you have a phenomenal cast. Like, you got Sean Penn, you got Adrian Brody, you got Jim Caviezel, Ben Chaplin, George Clooney, John Cusack, Woody Harrelson, Elias Koteas, Nick Nolte, and John C. Reilly. That's a cast to boot right there, you guys. I'm telling you, this movie has a phenomenal cast. But yeah, and I have heard of this film years ago, but I didn't know that it actually got a Criterion release. So when I found out it did, I was like, yep, I'm getting it. Hold on, I feel like I gotta sneeze, you guys. Well, I guess that didn't work. Sorry. But yeah, absolutely recommend The Thin Red Line if you guys love war films. All right, next Criterion. This is one that my buddy Tyler recommended me. Again, shout out to you, buddy. Mind of a Nerd, obviously. Go check him out on YouTube and Instagram as well. I know this is actually one of his favorite comedies. So it's a Mad, 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 Mad World, directed by Stanley Kramer, who's a director I'm not really that familiar with, but this is actually one of his favorite comedies. So I was like, so when I found this at Barnes and Noble the other day, I was like, okay, I'll pick it up and give it a shot. And the inside's nothing really that fancy, but it is actually pretty cool. It literally has Mad like at least 200 times at least, like more like a good count. I don't even know, but it's got 2 discs right here. But I was kind of confused like why this had 2 discs, like because for something like Until the End of the World, that one has 2 discs because the movie's split in 2 parts because it's almost 5 hours long. But I think the special feature, I think it's because of the special features disc that says 197 minutes, but I have no idea. But yeah, very excited to watch this, and thank you, Tyler, for recommending this to me. I'm, again, really excited to watch it. It does seem like a comedy that is up my alley. And lastly, for the Criterions, ever since I heard that this movie was getting a physical release, this is a movie that is exclusive to Amazon Prime. And as soon as I heard this movie was getting a physical release, plus the Criterion, this movie was going on my list for the Criterion sale. Sound of Metal, starring Riz Ahmed as a drummer who's starting to go deaf and starts to learn a little bit about the deaf community. This movie is phenomenal. I did watch this at first back like around January of last year, 2021. And I thought there was some moments I thought were a little bit slow, but upon rewatch, this is just a movie that is just so like near and dear to my heart, dude. Like I love this film so much, and this was my second. It's now my second favorite film of 2020, right behind Promising Young Woman. Besides Promising Young Woman, this would have been my pick to win Best Picture the year that it was nominated. But yeah, I loved this movie so much. So yeah, if you guys are on the getting up to the Criterion sale, I recommend buying Sound of Metal. Like I know you guys can just watch on Amazon Prime, but sometimes um the physical release is better. So all right. All right, guys, we are on the last pickup for right now in November. Got more coming up later, but we'll see. Um, this was a movie that I was waiting for to get a physical release. Not just that, but I wanted the steelbook since because I have the steelbook for the first one, and I had a lot of trouble trying to get this one. And then as soon as I found out that it was still in stock at Best Buy, I was out of town for the day, so I was able to go to Best Buy. When I found out that Best Buy actually still had this in stock, I was like, I need to go. I need to go get it right now. And that, of course, and this is still my number one movie of the year. Nothing has come close to beating it so far. You guys have already guessed it, but it is Top Gun Maverick, the 4K Steelbook. Dude, look at this thing, dude. Look at this thing, dude. This thing is incredible. I love this Steelbook. And this is still, like I said before, this is still my number one movie of the year. Maybe films like The Black Phone and The Batman have come close to topping this, but I saw this film in theaters twice, and this was the very first film, like ever. I mean, ever in my life that I have seen in a movie theater more than once. Because I was gonna go see this film once with my dad if my new theater didn't open, but it did. So after I got off work, I went and saw this for the first time by myself, and then the next weekend after, I took my dad to go see this, and he loved it too. So, and this movie shows you what blockbuster filmmaking is all about. This movie is just, I love this movie so much, you guys, and I'm so excited to go back and rewatch this. So when I hear the 4K was IMAX enhanced, especially, so I'm like, yeah, I have to watch. There was no way I was not going to get this on 4K. But yeah, if you guys did not see Top Gun Maverick, I don't know what you're doing. Because this was a movie, this was the movie that was made for theaters. This was a film you had to see on the biggest screen possible. And not just that, how you do, what blockbuster filmmaking is all about. This is how you do a legacy sequel. Legit, this is how you do a legacy sequel. And everyone brought their A game to the table right here. Tom Cruise especially. If you never thought this film could top the first film, then I gotta say one thing. Never doubt Tom Cruise ever again. Because he killed it again, dude. This dude is 60 years old now. It's crazy to think about that. Miles Teller brought his A game. Glenn Powell brought his A game. Monica Barbaro, John Hamm, Val Kilmer, everyone did. That is how amazing this movie is. And yeah, and both times I saw this film in theaters, this movie was an experience, to say the least. And besides Jackass Forever, this movie might have been the best theater experience I've ever had in my life. Because the surround sound and all the sound mixing, this movie was just incredible. And no question why this is still my favorite movie of the year so far. It's still no question. I adore this thing to pieces. And again, if you guys still did not see Top Gun Maverick, I don't know what you're doing. Get this steelbook, or heck, even if your theater is still playing this movie somehow, go see it. That's all I gotta say. Just go see it. If your theater is still playing it, go to your nearest theater and watch this thing. Oh, I love this film so much, you guys, and yeah, and I'm so happy to have that film on Steelbook. But yeah, that is it, everybody. That is everything I picked up in the month of October, as well as the beginning of November. I will be showing off those pickups again when this month ends. But yeah, you guys, that is everything I picked up this for October and the beginning of November. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Got a lot of stuff going on. Trying to get a new job, and I will be trying to get some movies for Black Friday. Just to let you guys know, I will. Just not at the moment because I'm kind of on a tight budget at the moment. But yeah, guys, thank you all so much for coming into the chat. I'm gonna hit the chat here really quick. Got my boy Zach Milne. Love that Steelbook. Yes, sir. Dude, I was not gonna buy the slips, even though the slips were fantastic. But it's the same cover. I wanted the Steelbook though because I had the Steelbook for the first one, so I wanted to get the Steelbook for the sequel. So, and yeah, it is better than the original Top Gun. So I can't believe I'm saying that. It is my top after watching Top. Yes, absolutely. I think it might be my second favorite sequel of all time, right behind Terminator 2. But I don't know. We'll have to see. Favorite sequels to be exact, absolutely. Yep. Thanks, Zach. I'm gonna need that. I'm trying to get an email back from because I applied to a couple different jobs actually. I applied for like a tech job at a place called Mark Animal Health, and I applied as a stock clerk at the Stanford Hospital. So yeah, I have to get an email back from them so that way I can actually set up an interview and I'll be set to go. So, but again, thank you, Zach, for that. But guys, that should about do it for this stream. Hit that subscribe button once again if you guys are new here. Hit that thumbs up, share this video, hit that notification bell as well. And I am going to be seeing Wakanda Forever on Friday and Sunday as well. I'm going to go see it twice because I want to get that film fresh in my brain. And also a couple announcements for future content. Next Wednesday, the 16th, will probably be our watch along of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I will be joining my buddy Zach Goller for Spoiler City for where we talk about Wakanda Forever and She-Hulk. But again, we don't have a specified date though yet. But we did talk about it, and I'm down to join for that. But big announcement for this Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. 7:30 p.m. Central Time and 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I did post this on my community tab, but I'm just going to let you guys know, just in case you guys are still watching, that I am going to be ranking the top 10 best episodes of Breaking Bad with my buddies, Fritzky, of course, because why would I not? And my buddy, Zach Goller. We are going to be ranking all, like, our top 10 favorite episodes of Breaking Bad. So, yeah, and they're going to be sharing their list, so I'm very, very excited for that. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys are excited as well. So stick around for Wednesday, so that way you guys can see us rank our favorite episodes of the greatest show of all time, known as Breaking Bad. It should be a fun time. I'm looking forward to doing it. So, but yeah, guys, that should about do it for me today. Again, hit that subscribe button down below, and that notification bell as well. Hit that thumbs up and share this video. Yeah, we got nothing else to say. Just look forward to Wednesday for our top 10 Breaking Bad episode stream. Yeah, I'm going to head out of here, you guys. Peace.